Hello everyone. As you've probably read the title, I will be trying out a couple horses. I have been thinking of this date for a while, and I'm so happy to share my experience with you all. I will be doing a voiceover of this video, as it was recorded beforehand. As some of you may know, I'm looking for a show horse that I can either do show jumping with or dressage. I'm looking for a horse that is more suitable for advanced riders and can take cues easily. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. I had to take a train to Dundle since I didn't have a car to take. But once I got there, they landed me a car to drive towards the arena to see Willow. The drive was pretty quick. Let me quickly tell you about Willow. Based on her ad, Willow is a 16-point-to-hand Lusitano mare who competes a ton in show jumping. She was exactly who I was looking for, but I didn't know exactly how her behavior was. When I got there, I was pretty excited to see her, as she was tacked up with the owner. She was absolutely gorgeous when I stood next to her. I'm a pretty small person, so she was quite tall for me. When I mounted up, she stayed perfectly still, which was a good sign. I walked her towards the arena soon after. When we were actually in the arena, I started to realize how smooth her walk was. I absolutely loved this gait on her. We walked for a couple minutes to warm up, but then we got into a trot. She was a bit rough on transition, but it was something that probably wasn't worked in much coming from where she was. I absolutely loved her trot though. She was smooth, easy to sit and post, and was pretty comfy. She tended to steer off into the center, which gives me a thought that she was a lesson horse with a bad habit that would need to be fixed. When we both felt warmed up to be able to canter, I gave her a small squeeze and she was easily in the canter. I felt comfortable and relaxed in the saddle. We went both ways in all gaits, yet I didn't record them as I tried to bond with her as much as I could for jumping. She picked up the correct lead both ways, which I was proud of. Off camera, I tried no hands and she became confused. If I leased or purchased her, I'd definitely have to work on that. For the rest of the clips on Willow, I put my head cam on and recorded from my helmet. I decided to try some pole work and jumping with her. Well, that was my ride of Willow. She was a pretty good start to the day and I appreciated her training. The next horse that I will be riding has the name of Aki. He is a peacock Appaloosa gelding who is around 14 years old. He is 14.2 hands tall and is said to be a jumper. He was in moorland, so he was pretty far away. I loved riding his gaits, but you can see why I didn't get him later on. When I got there, he was already sitting in the arena. That was unusual cause there were already people riding in the arena. That was something I definitely didn't trust. It was a well put up ad, so it didn't really make sense to see him in such bad condition. He was really pretty, but it didn't sit right with me. On his condition, I wasn't looking to rescue a horse since our barn was in a tough position to get the amount of care that they would need. So, it was sad that I couldn't do anything for him. I decided to try him out though, just to see how he was. At this point I was confused. When we went up to the jump, he turned away instantly. He didn't give me a dramatic refuse, so it wasn't like I was doing anything wrong. He just wasn't in the mindset to jump. I decided to try some of the smaller jumps. Well, to say this, he was not at all what I was looking for. He was in bad shape, had a fake ad, and refused most of the jumps I set him up for. Off camera, he shot himself over a fence and I fell off of him. It was definitely my fault for pushing him to it. So I ended it there, telling the owners what had happened. All they did was shrug and ignore my complaints. I definitely wouldn't be trying from there again. When I saw him, I was happy to see such a rare coat being leased out, but once I saw him it was disappointing. I had one more horse to try, so let's get on with it. Riding from moorland to my friend's barn was as easy as that. Easy enough. My friend was actually trying to sell me this horse. This horse is absolutely gorgeous. He is a halfling pony gelding who competed in dressage. I absolutely loved him. His owners told me that he was beginning to get into show jumping, but for this ride, I was only looking for a dressage horse, or in this case, pony. I spoke with my friend about Spruce, and then she told me he was ready to go. I was actually quite excited to see him due to seeing him in the past. I've seen him in shows and he is an absolute beauty when it comes to moving. I've ridden him before, but for the sake of the video, I'll ride him again. His walk is pretty smooth as he has had a ton of training to go with it, and his trot is pretty bouncy but easy to both post and sit. Like I said, I wouldn't be jumping him at all, so this ride would be pretty short and mostly work on ground work. His canter is also really nice, yet I don't enjoy it as much as I would a lot of my other horses. He's not very smooth, yet he's a horse that anyone could look good on. I didn't have anyone recording me today, so I had to use my head cam for riding. This was really the only footage I had for today. Due to weather coming in, I would have ridden longer and had more footage of him, but I've learned that Spruce is not a good horse in bad weather. Well, that was all today. Further updates on who I purchased or leased would be out soon. A short will also be released about this video, though you came from there. I hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.